You're absolutely right. We play on many arenas in the grass seed business, and we believe in having specialists in those different segments. So we've hired VPs that are responsible for those different sectors, and they specialize in those areas. Now, we do cross-train people. We don't want them to only know about certain aspects of our business, but we do believe in having specialists. So it's their job to reach out to the market and communicate to make sure that they are in tune. Yes, Bar Optima plus E34 is definitely one of the most exciting new launches we've had over the last couple of years as Barenbrug USA. What makes it unique is that we have to go back in time a little bit, where tall fescue has been used as a base for many pastures in the transition zone, Midwest, and the southern part of the United States. But most of the tall fescue used in that area has endophytes that are harmful to cattle. Those endophytes benefit the plant to survive the harsh climate in that area, but at the same time it negatively affects the animals. It contracts the vascular system, which increases the body temperature of livestock, which makes them stand in shade, look for water to cool off, all of as an effect of this harmful endophyte. On top of that, the grasses being used are typically very coarse leaves, so not very palatable to livestock. And again, that's great for the grass to survive, right? But it's not good for the livestock or the livestock operator. So we've done two things. First, we've selected a softer leaved tall fescue that is more palatable to cattle, to livestock, so they'll eat more of it, and which is good, of course. But then we also recognized for a tall fescue to survive in this area, you probably need an endophyte. It's there for a reason. So our breeders back in Europe as well in the United States started looking for endophytes that actually are helping the plants yet do not produce the toxin that harms the livestock. So once we identified that endophyte and we had the grass, then the trick was to get the endophyte into the grass, inoculation, and get it to stick and produce that seed and offer that to the marketplace. So with one product we solve two issues. One is the toxic effect of the endophytes, and the other one is the coarseness of the leaves. We actually introduced that this past year. 2010 was the first year. Yep. 2011 is the full market introduction of this particular product. Yeah. Well, you bring up a terrific point. It is an uphill battle. Because, particularly in the United States, the grass seed industry has, in my opinion, failed to really sell the added value of improved forages. And so people are just used to buying cheap seed, so price seems to still be the overruling argument when make a decision what to buy. But we know we have this far superior product, so it's up to us and our distributors and our dealers to explain the benefits of this product, do the economics, and then really you come to find out that the cost of seed in the whole round of renovation, it really only plays a small role. So it boils down to communication, and so we need to first convince our own salespeople, quite honestly, then convince our distributors and explain them the economics, and then ultimately the end user might be the easiest sell if you have the right information and the right tools to tell the story. There's no better tool in advertising in making sure you have some people, some early adapters that use the product, have the good experience with it, and all of a sudden price is a lot less of a hurdle than it was earlier. I think there will be, and if nothing else, it's because we're having 7 billion people around the world now, so we need to feed those people. We still grow lots of corn, soybeans, cotton, other products. So those crops typically are grown on the more highly valuable land. And so pastures and grasslands have been pushed more in, call it, marginal areas. And not just in the United States, this goes on truly around the world. But people still want to eat beef. And with grain prices being high as they are, and probably will continue to be, although they will go up and down, but slowly they'll continue to go up, growing your own forages and growing your own grass makes sense. So what we're looking at, a lot of cattle on less of ground and typically more marginal ground. So what better opportunity is there for a seed company to make sure that on those acres that you maximize first the grass production and then indirectly the beef or milk production of those acres. We've got several aces up our sleeves, but I'm not in a position to divulge some of those. I'm particularly interested about one exciting product that all I can say, just watch the news wire in the next couple of months. Yeah, this recession certainly has affected the seed industry and the grass seed industry, and I think what this downturn did different than others is that was truly a global event. Are we out of this downturn? Yes, we're certainly seeing inventories coming down, prices slowly going up again. So we've not only seen the light at the end of the tunnel, I think we're out of the tunnel, but I will say that since this downturn was so long, it's going to take more than just one good season to recoup some of the equity lost in this last downturn. Referring to Barenbrug, I can say that we've survived it quite well. And as a matter of fact, we came to find out that even through this downturn, that several business units actually remain profitable and remain very profitable actually. And I cannot divulge what those business units are, but I will say that when the Barenbrug family founded this company and made strategic decisions, they said we want to be specialists in grass, but at the same time recognize that in order to be specialists in grass, we still got to spread our risk. And they did that in two ways. One way is geographically, so make sure that we're a global player, so we're never affected just by downturn in one area, but also in the products. And that is why we're in forages and in turf and in wildlife and in the home markets. So we spread our risk, and it has really paid dividends this last turnaround. Well, I'm responsible for the North American market, and the biggest challenge I see over there is still a lack of differentiation and innovation in the grass seed market. There's just too many seed companies sourcing the germplasm from the same people and selling it, growing it with the same growers and selling it to the same customers. That's by definition a commoditized market. So that makes it very tough for companies to invest in research and invest in marketing. So the biggest challenge will be to break that cycle, but it can happen, and I think it will happen. We've seen it in other crops happen. It takes time, but it is the biggest hurdle, but at the same time also the biggest opportunity, the way I look at it. Well, I'm kind of glad that there's finally clarity, although there might be still some small areas that could lead to some surprises. But what worried us the most was the uncertainty of what was going to happen, and as an effect what would happen to the alfalfa seed market, either conventional or GMO. So we're glad for that clarity. We'll see how the market plays out, what the adaptation of this new technology is. What we've seen or expected in the western part of the country, it probably will play a bigger role than maybe in the eastern part of the country. We sell more grass seed than we sell alfalfa, and we see, like in the Midwest and the Northeast, that's what they want to grow. They want to grow alfalfa with grass, so we don't necessarily see too big an effect over there. But at the other hand, we've actually talked with some growers that say, what I want to do is I'll grow some Roundup Ready alfalfa, I'll spray the weeds and undesired grasses out there, and then introduce my high quality grasses, so I got a good alfalfa and a good grass. So that's music to our ears.